Video is being made to show people on how to create some humidity in your tank for monitors specifically. A lot of people think Savannah means desert, high dry heat, and it's not. It's Savannah monitors are they love the hot temperatures as if it was a desert, but they also love the humidity. It can be replicated in a couple different ways inside someone's tank. You can have a large water dish, very large size inside the tank, such as this. Multiple water areas or water bowls for them to kind of add some humidity in the tank. It's not dry like most people think. They love the high heat. Yes, you need 90 to 100 degree basking spots and at least 85 degrees in the rest of the tank. But it's very hard to keep something like the humidity up when you have that kind of temperatures. Different ways you can do it is you can have an insulated tank. This tank I'm displaying here is only a glass tank. It's a temporary tank of mine. I'm building a regular one that's encased, but you can actually even keep humidity in a tank like this up high enough for monitors. There's different ways you can do it. I find out that the best way to add instant humidity to a tank, and it also looks amazing, is to use a fogger or a misting, something like that. They sell different devices online at your pet stores. You can get them all over the place. If you get them online, you probably get them a little cheaper. As opposed to misting, where there's a lot of electrical equipment and extra stuff hanging on the tank or inside the tank, an alternative I would prefer is a fogger. An ultrasonic fogger is pretty small. You can take it in and out. They have auto shut-offs if the water level goes down too low. If you get a good one, you can put them right inside the water dish, as long as it's like 1.5 inches, 2 inches deep. And if the water gets too low, it won't drain like your whole water dish, and they won't dehydrate of not being able to drink. It turns off automatically, so it's great. It also adds a lot of humidity, and it looks cool. So that's what I'm going to be displaying today. As you can see in my, the tank is very hot. I use an under tank heater on this side of the tank. Over here is the cold side, and this side of the tank is my hot side. It's like at least 105 degrees on top of this basking rock. I have a 100 watt ceramic heater and also a 160 watt basking UVB bulb. So the sand, which isn't sand, it's actually a used type of litter. It's very good for heat conducting. If it's wet, it stays damp but get warm, which is great. Number one thing is make sure you get the right substrate for your animals so they don't get sick or hurt. And also makes it easy on your end for cleaning and maintaining these type of temperatures. An ultrasonic fogger, basically it's very small. It looks about like this. They're not very big. They go into a regular, standard plug outlet. You can disconnect them. You can put them on a timer, put them on, basically anywhere. They need like around, I'd say, about 2 inches of water for this Extra fogger. You get the waterfall for the drinking. It has as long as you got, I think, a medium size up, they have it right incorporated in there, which is great. It's really good looking, and it's great for your tank. As long as you're not having a desert lizard, these are great. So I'm gonna show basically how it looks instantly and how well it works, and I give it a 5 out of 5 stars. These things are great. They last a really long time. The only thing you gotta watch out for is shooting drops up, and you want to make sure the drops are landing back in a water dish. Otherwise, you'll empty your water out a lot faster than it needs to. But basically, is you can leave it like this. You can put them on timers if you have a big enough bowl. I take mine in and out just because it's easier on my end, I think. But you can leave them right in there if you had a big enough for the right setup. Very small wire, you could hide it behind anything, some kind of 3D backgrounds, and they're great, especially if you have a water end in your tank. Oh, it's a great way to add humidity in your tank, and it looks cool. The lizards prefer it. It keeps their skin moist, helps them shed. It's just good. I mean, you can see here I'm using a regular water bowl. It's Extra water bowl. It's about 2 inches deep. It's almost full. It's not enough where it's spilling everywhere, but yeah, you can cast off some really nice fog inside your tank. I mean, if you would leave it running all the time, it would you definitely have way more than enough humidity than you need. It would be very, very sufficient, and it's not bad because it doesn't use a lot of water. If you have a very small water dish, it's going to be a lot harder. Just really depends on your setup, what you need it for, how much humidity. Me, it just kind of, I couldn't really come up with a great design to put it in the tank to have it in all the time, so I just take it in and out because she loves laying in the water dish anyway. So she's going to be nice and moist. Common sense, don't stick your hands on any wet electrical equipment, stuff like that. Make sure anything that you're using when you use this kind of equipment is waterproof. The other thing you have to watch out for is if you're using like some kind of heater and the glass gets very hot, you don't want to get it wet, it will crack. Just basically common sense stuff. But it adds a great effect, and it's good for these kind of lizards. You can see like over here the sand gets kind of moist. You can raise or cool the temperature very easily. Like if your temperature overheats or something for some reason you don't know and you need to cool it down, this is a pretty safe way to add some cool mist inside your tank for your lizard in the morning or at night to kind of simulate dew. It's a pretty good way to do it. Like I said, it's pretty much auto. I can just basically take it in and out like this. It turns right off. Put it back in. And there you go. The biggest thing you want to do is just make sure those drops right here are landing back inside the bowl. That way you're not draining those drops. It lasts a little longer for you. On the other note is, when you're using these kind of foggers, I wouldn't recommend touching it directly. It's vibrating really, really fast, and it kind of feels like you're getting electrocuted. But they're all reptile safe, and just be cautious. Yeah, they last a pretty long time. I think the membrane on it wears down after like a very, very long time. I've had one of these for over a year and it lasted. So, they run about $30 or so, $40 if online. If you go to the pet store, you're probably gonna pay more. But you can't go wrong with something like this. Easy way to add some humidity in your tank. Alright, any questions or anybody want to know any good websites, good references? I've used them quite a bit. If you need any help setting up, or will it work with this or will it work with that, you can send me a message and I'll get back to you. Thanks a lot.